This is where the fun begins.
Just get those wonderful toys.
Welcome to the party, pal!
All right. Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there today? Hey, everybody. I am your host for the evening. I am Diehard 3.75, and you have found the 118 3.75-inch Toy Talk show, which is your bi weekly action figure news in the 3.75 118 scale. Welcome, everybody. It's been 2 weeks. It's great to be back. Good to see you guys out there. I see the chat moving. Thank you for stopping by. Hope all is well on this long weekend. I guess at least for us in the States, it's a long weekend. We get, most of us, get tomorrow off to commemorate, not celebrate, commemorate Memorial Day. So I'll be hanging out tomorrow here at the house, barbecuing, doing some extra yard work, and just kind of chilling. So I hope you guys have had a good last 2 weeks. We're going to jump into the news here in a sec. I've got six that I want to talk about tonight. A little bit slow on the news front. But as you know, I love to talk, and there's always something to talk about. And if there's anything you want to talk about, drop it in the chat. And I'm sure we'll have time to circle back around and get to it. Before we do that, though, let's take a look at the chat here and see who's out there. Mahana. Welcome. Ian at Mudhorn Station. Beta Ray Bob. Hey, Beta Ray Bob. How you doing out there? It's good to see you. Jabalong Jeff. Hello. Paul Morales. Good to see you, Paul. Glad you can make it. Long weekend here in Hong Kong, too. Monday is a holiday for Buddha's birthday. All right. Well, happy birthday, Buddha. That's great. Didn't know that. That's cool. Do you guys barbecue out there? I don't know if you do. I'm sure you do. Everyone barbecues in some fashion. Probably call it something else, though. But welcome to the show, guys. I went and saw Mando and Grogu today with the wife. Got up early and caught the matinee, get that matinee price and save a couple bucks. I went out to lunch afterwards. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. And I don't think we're going to talk too much about it. It hasn't been out long enough. Maybe in 2 weeks when we come back, we'll do a little debrief thoughts on the movie. But I did enjoy it. If you get a chance, I would check it out. Yes, they have barbecue pits in the park. Cool. Second bank holiday of May over here. Oh, really? So it's like holiday everywhere. Didn't know that, but we all call it something a little bit different. We're all celebrating or what did I say? Commemorating something a little bit different. That's very cool. I did not know that. Saw Mando and Grogu today, Jeff says, on Thursday. Cool, and enjoyed it too. Yeah, it was fun. It was a good one. But yeah, we'll probably talk about it in 2 weeks. Part of the news here is, Hasbro's going to be doing a live stream just in a couple of days. Hopefully, maybe not. We'll have something to do with more stuff from the movie. Because I would like to see, I always want to see more stuff from all of the media. There's a long list of things I'd like to see in the vintage collection. So we'll see. We'll see what they talk about. I'll be celebrating by staying out of the sun. Okay. Yeah, it's been hot here too. Last Sunday, my wife and I celebrate our anniversary. So we went on a little day trip down to the ocean and got a little sun too. Got a little sun down there on the water, down on the bay, the San Francisco Bay, and it was a nice day last Sunday. So last two Sundays I've been busy. Obviously, I haven't done much on the channel, um, but part of that is because I have been, doing life things, family stuff, and I've been having a good time though. I did open some figures recently and kind of pose and play with them. One of them got right here. I want to talk about for a quick second is the Eagle Force figure. This is Sunny Yi. Is it Sunny Yi? I think that's his name. Sunny Yin. Sunny Yin. If I'm reading that right, I'm reading it upside down. Really fun figure. Really good figure. Really enjoy this one. So I have been posing and playing with him, and then I've also been the movie. I actually opened this up maybe Friday, so a couple days ago, was the Remnant Snow Trooper from the movie. And I do have about 6 of these guys. Wish I had a few more now after seeing the movie. Pretty fun figure as well, based on that Snow Trooper Buck, which was my Army Builder of the Year last year. So great, another great figure. Sure, some of you guys might have one or two of these guys, one or both, I should say, one or both of these guys, or maybe not, but I can recommend both of them. Even though I have not been doing videos, I still have been opening stuff and playing and posing, which I'm sure you guys are doing too. Let's see there. Fat Red Foo, welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you out there, Fat Red Foo. Hey Foo. All right. So yeah, so that's it. That's all I got on my channel and what I've been doing. Mostly just been spending time with the family and playing and posing with stuff offline. But hopefully that will change soon. But let's get to the news. Do got 6 things I want to talk about. Not sure how long it will take me to get through it. If there's anything I leave out that you want to talk about, drop it in the chat. We'll circle back around. This certainly isn't everything, just kind of the stuff that I wanted to talk about. I do get to kind of pick because it is kind of my show, but I'm always open to suggestions, especially once we run through it, because you never know. Maybe it's already on my list, and we just don't know yet. So let's jump now to the news. All right, so I wanted to start here. We were talking about movies. We were talking about Mando and Grogu, and I think the next big movie that I'm interested in, that I'm probably going to go see. I don't remember the dates for everything. I know there's a Spider-Man movie coming up. There's an Avengers movie in December. There's a Supergirl movie. There's a lot of stuff coming up, but I think the Masters of the Universe, the He-Man movie, is the next one coming up. And when I saw this, I had to smile. I had to say, wow, that was another great repaint, I guess, from Creative Beast Studios. They're going to be dropping an exclusive, it looks like, at the He-Man and She-Ra fan convention here. Looks like in the fall. I guess the show's located in Cincinnati. I had not heard of this show, and I know there was just another Motuverse. I've been seeing things from it on YouTube. I think Jay, is it Jay? I forget his name now. A couple of the toy tubers got behind it, help create this event that just happens kind of in my neck of the woods. I think it was in California, somewhere in Southern California though. So not anywhere near me, but Motu's, it's kind of hot right now. The movie hasn't come out yet. Hopefully it's going to be good. And this obviously will come out after the movie. So I can vouch for this set though, because I do have this set, but in the sort of standard Kickstarter version. I got the Kickstarter, what was it called? The Kickstarter exclusive. So I got the blue one. But it is essentially the same set, but done up He-Man style, Battle Cat, Tila style. Looks really cool. Looks really fun. I can recommend this set, if not this one, the other one, the one that I have. I believe there might be a green one as well. Expensive. It is expensive. It is a really fun set, and if you're a He-Man collector, I think you know, if you would, this is something you'd gravitate towards. I've mentioned this many times on this channel and on this show, and a couple of you have also said the same thing. One of the lines that needs the 118.375 treatment the most is Masters of the Universe, or one of the IPs that could benefit a lot from 118 3.75-inch action figure scale collecting would be the Motu stuff. I know they'll probably never do it because it's classically, I think it's like 5 inches, and aren't those old figures? Were they like 5 1/4 or something like that? But it would be great to see some Masters of the Universe at 118. And here with this set here, you kind of get that. You know, it's not exactly not exactly He-Man, is it? It's an homage. It's a take on, it's a, you know, but it looks a lot of fun. It does look a lot of fun. And like I said, I do have this set, but in the sort of the normal version. And it's fun. It's fun. It's probably, out of all the stuff that I got from the Kickstarter from the Creative Beast guys, it's probably the thing that I like the most. Figures are good. I really only got this set and the figures, so I don't have a lot of creatures or other beasts to compare it to. But it was a lot of fun. I think in hindsight, like looking back, I probably could have just got this set and maybe one or two of the other figures, but I went after all the figures and this one set. But it's fun. It does look like it's exactly that same exact set, just in different colors. So we'll see a little bit more of that later with the Hiya Toy stuff. You know, this is another company, you know, trying to get the most out of the mold, trying to get the most out of the investment that they made, by, you know, doing the figures again in different colors. But this one appeals to a certain audience, which is perfect for this Motu Fest that they're going to. And I guess apparently, if there's any left after the event, they'll go online and give you a chance to get it if you can't attend the Greater Cincinnati area Motu Fest, which I had never heard of. So that would make at least two fest conventions for Motu, which is pretty cool. So it feels like He-Man's getting kind of hot again right now. He-Man's getting kind of hot again. Hopefully the movie's good. I did watch the final trailer. They released another trailer. They released a lot of trailers for this movie. Or no, you know what it was? It wasn't that. It was today at the movies. They did the trailer right before the Star Wars movie. So I got to see another. There was some clips in it that I had not seen before though. So still interested in it. Still looks pretty good. Hopefully I can drag the wife out to go see it. But yeah, it looks good. It looks really good. Have any of you guys picked up any of the Creative Beast Studio? Any of the, because this is a Beast of the Cyberzoic stuff. Anybody else have any of this stuff out there? I'm pretty happy with it all. It is, you know, on the pricier end, but it's good stuff. It is good quality, and I'm happy with it. I'm still waiting on, I think, 2 or 3 more figures from them. And the last update, I can't remember what it said, but I know they talked about this, I think, or I pulled this off of their Instagram. But it looks like a fun set. It does look like a fun set. Apparently, it's the inaugural. Oh, okay, it's the first one. Put on by the PowerCon that does other shows. Okay, okay. I'm waiting on the woolly mammoth. That's right, you are waiting on it. We looked at that before. Look, oh, woolly rhino. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That looks pretty fun. That does look really good. So yeah, these guys are doing a lot of good stuff. It, you know, it is on the pricier end though, and I know it that makes it a little bit tougher to give it a try. You know, because you can't really just try for 15-20 bucks. You got to go at least 30 plus shipping, I think. In fact, I'm not even sure anymore. But I know the dinosaurs they're crazy expensive. So it's not the easiest, you know, to check out. But if you do, I do think you'll be pretty happy with what you get. Because I was, and I've not put this away since I've got it. I put all the other figures away, but this set I did keep out. Have it right here on the shelf behind me. Fun set. Very fun set. All right, let's see. What was the next thing I wanted to talk about? Kind of already did a little bit. The Rhino will be around 70, 80 pounds, but I still want it. Yeah, that's a lot. I don't know the conversion, but that sounds like a lot. Like $100 at least, I'm guessing. So we got the news from Hasbro that they're going to be doing a Pulse live stream this week, and the last couple ones they've done have been pretty. They've been pretty generous with the TVC fans, and I'm expecting this one not to be no different. With the movie out now, I was chatting with Bjorn on Instagram about this. I'm hoping that now that the movie's out, they won't feel as averse to revealing more stuff from the movie that they thought might have spoiled it before. They didn't seem to have that problem with the Darth Maul stuff, and so I'd be a bit surprised if we didn't see anything from the movie at this point, because we did get that first wave. But if you saw the movie, Jeff, I know you have, there's so much in there. I know they can't get to all of it. They never do. But I would expect something from the movie to be in this stream, probably an update on the gunship, and also probably the next item here, Rhoda, possibly. No spoilers here. We'll talk about the movie in a couple weeks, but I think Rhoda, he is in the trailer. So if you've seen the trailer, you know that character is in the show or in the movie. Movie seemed pretty long too. I think it was a little over 2 hours, or it was just about 2 hours. So it was a good watch. I think it was. I didn't time it. It just felt like it was 2 hours. But this stream will be coming up. Whatever they reveal in this show, TVC wise, we will be talking about on this show on the next episode, which I think will be 11. I think this was 10, right? I think when I was doing the numbering, this was 10. So on episode 11, we'll probably be discussing whatever is revealed in this stream. Like I said, I think the last couple ones have been pretty good to us. So we'll see. There's a lot of good stuff in that new movie. They're still in the Battle of Geonosis. I think we're still going down that theme, but we saw in the last live stream they were pulling from Legends EU stuff. They were all over the place. Rogue One. So they were jumping around, and that's good for us. So we'll see. Anybody? Oh, I see here. Ian, you got some of the Bad Batch 2, Rook Cast, and Rhoda. Okay, 1 Bad Batch. Okay, those are the 3 that you'd like to see. Yeah, that's a good list. I know, and Rook was really cool too. In the Darth Maul, we definitely need her in a Black Series. Got her. It'd be interesting to see the engineering for the Rota if they do it. I know that new line. I've seen the pictures of the new Rota from that different line that's like the kid line. So it'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see if they can do some of that. There were so many good characters in the movie, but they've always had that, right? I mean, there's so many good characters that we haven't got yet at all ever in the TBC. So the backlog is long. Actionverse, yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, Actionverse. Hey, Will. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to the party. I have not catched your live stream yet. I did see it on there. I was mentioning earlier. I don't know if you just got here. I went to see the Star Wars movie today and went out to lunch with the wife, so I didn't get a chance to watch the live stream today. We always try to go to the matinee because it's a little bit cheaper, and I think that was probably the same time that you were on. So I will check that out later tonight. Make sure you guys check out Wilhelm's show if you haven't already, right after this one. Actionverse, yeah. So we'll check out whatever they reveal in this stream. I'm guessing this is going to probably be one of the items. I believe now, trying to connect the dots. This was from Yak Face. Apparently, this 4-pack of Phase 1 Clone Troopers is starting to pop up on eBay, and I saw this and they said, and the Yak Face said, it looks like, this might be the set that we alluded to, or he had heard about, or in the last live stream, there was a UPC or something he had noticed had shown up on a 4-pack that we hadn't been told about yet, or that wasn't up for order. But when I saw this, I was like, didn't we already get a 4-pack of Phase 1 clones? And I had to go back and look, and we have. We've already gotten a 4-pack of Phase 1 clones before, but it was on that Skinny Buck. So it looks like they're going to be doing another 4-pack, but this time it's on the new, better proportioned Phase 1 clone Trooper. So for all the guys that hated that Skinny Buck, here's your chance to replace them. Sure, it won't be cheap to replace them, but I'm guessing that this will be one of the reveals on the show, on the stream this week. Phase 1 clone. Love the Phase 1 clone design. Same here. But I saw this and I thought that maybe it's the old one and they're bringing it back, but it has to be the new Buck, because when they did issue that other one, it was before they had fixed. I always liked the skinny one. I know this one's superior and it's better, but I didn't get rid of my skinny ones or trade them out or anything. I just added them to the new ones, because I like a little slight variation in my clones. Not a lot. But this is probably a set that I'll be passing on because I have a lot of Phase 1 clones. In fact, I have a pretty good size, army. I'm more after the colors on them now. The yellow one we just got, and we have a blue one, and I have a couple from TVC 1.0, the green stripe. So I'm actually more interested in that, than just getting any more plain shiny whiteys. But for you guys that missed it or want to army build them, I know a lot of guys do replace all the sets. I think, is it Tyler from the SWTVC? He always replaces them with the newest one. So I'm sure he'll do that again with this. The earlier pack had some Legion squad specific colors, if I recall. Yeah, wasn't there? There might have been one officer in there. Maybe a Geonosis push. Yeah, it could be. It could be. We're in May now, and this is the Battle of Geonosis. So they've got to kind of get it out now if it's going to be available this year. Though their turnaround times have been a lot faster, and it's still too early to reveal what the 27 theme will be, but they were telling us in 25 that 27 is going to be the year, because of the anniversaries and all the things that they've been working on for the last 18 months or so, when Mr. Stevie kind of came back and kind of shook things up a bit. So yeah, they've got to get out the Geonosis stuff now. They need to kind of start revealing it all, if we're going to get it all by December. The Phase 1 clones did debut in Attack of the Clones and fought at Geonosis. Yes, they did. So that's all the TVC news I have this week. There wasn't much else, but again, next show I do, episode 11, I'm sure there'll be a lot more to talk about, hopefully, including this 4-pack. I'm guessing Gunship. I think all of your guys' thoughts are probably something from the movie, more Geonosis stuff, maybe some more Darth Maul stuff. I don't know. It was just, they were so well spread from the last one, with the Rogue One stuff and the EU, the Legend stuff. They were just all over the place. Mara Jade, right? We've talked about Mara Jade a couple times. Maybe we'll get a new Mara Jade. We even had something, right? The San Diego Comic-Con, the micro series, Anakin and Ventress. They were just all over the place. So I have no idea where this live stream's going to go. But that kind of makes it a little more exciting, doesn't it? A little bit, because we're not totally sure. So yeah, good for them. There isn't a lot revealed. We can always complain about what we didn't get announced. Yeah. And let's be honest, there's a lot of complainers in the community. That's kind of how it works. Some, squeaky wheels don't get the grease. We complain long enough about Rogue One, and we got to keep it up for the Bad Batch now. Get the rest of the team out. That would be great. All right, so that was the TVC stuff. Yeah, second time doing the Phase 1 troopers, but this time with the new buck. All right, let's move into some G.I. Joe. We're going to talk a little military toys here for a second, a little military 118. On the last show, Haya had revealed the Python Patrol Trooper, and this time around they've revealed the Python Patrol Viper. So again, kind of like the not Mo2 Creative Beast Studio exclusive, the first item of news that I started this off with, another repaint and a repack, but building on the Python Patrol Trooper that we went up for pre-order 2 weeks ago. We now have the Viper here. Yeah, this figure looks pretty good. I did like the Viper a lot. I do think the Trooper's superior, and maybe even the Crimson Guard is even better. Excuse me. But this figure is really fun. It is really good. It appears to be the exact same figure, exact same accessories. Obviously, it'll probably be on a different card back and different paint, but seems to be the same figure. So if you like that other figure and you're building out your Python Patrol stuff, this one is up. I did see that LT Cave has both of the Python Patrol figures up for pre-order right now. I think Cool Toys Club only has the Trooper. They haven't got this one up yet. LT Cave usually always beats them on price. So if you're looking to get these pre-ordered, those are the two places that I usually go. But I have not ordered these yet. I've been on the fence. I've gone back and forth. I actually put them all in my cart, saw the total, couldn't do it. This might be the game day decision. I don't know if I'm going to army build the Python Patrol. I thought I would, but I'm looking at all my stuff and I'm thinking I don't know if I'm going to do it yet. I like the gray color. Yeah, the Python on the arms, like the gray stripe. The yellow looks good too. Usually I don't like yellow, but it looks good in this with the gray and the red. Has the original version of the Viper released? Oh yeah, it has. I've got a nice army. I've got about 10, 11 of them. And it's a good figure. It's a really good figure. I think that was the first... I can't remember now. I think that was the first of their army builders to get out. Was the normal version of the Viper, and it's a good figure. It's a good figure. I just think that the Trooper and the Crimson Guard one are superior, but there's nothing wrong with this figure at all. It's a good figure. It's a good repack. It's a good repaint. It's got all the articulation, the butterflies and everything that you need. But yes, it has come out. It's a good figure. I was like, how small can I make this army or this squad? And I had kind of decided on maybe 4 of the Python Troopers and then 2 of these Vipers and have a squad of 6. And that's it. And just cut it off there. But, and we'll look at this to finish my thought. I was thinking though, what Haya has been doing, and everyone does this, is what else are they going to do? Am I actually going to be able to stop there and go, okay, I've got a Python Patrol squad? Because there was other Python Patrol troopers. There was other Python Patrol was its own group, right? It was its own group we talked about last time. I think someone mentioned, I'm sorry, I forgot who, but maybe Copperhead was the leader or the in charge of the Python Patrol. So I went to GI Joe fandom.com, their wiki page, and they talk about all the toys and everything G.I. Joe. And I said, who else was in the Python Patrol? And if you look at this list here, there's Copperhead, there's the officer, which is essentially the trooper, right? The last one. I think they were the variant. It was like one had a silver Cobra emblem, one had a red emblem. But we've already got the Viper now. They've given us the trooper. The only one on this list that Haya's already given us that they would just repaint and repack is the Crimson Guard trooper. So my prediction, what I'm thinking is the next Python Patrol figure that they offer is going to probably be the Crimson Guard, because that's been kind of what they've been doing, right? They haven't, just like with the Tiger Force, they haven't given the normal version comes out first, and then they repack repaint into Tiger Force. Same thing here with the Python Patrol. They gave us the regular Viper, the regular Trooper first, and then we go, and here's the Python Patrol version. So the next one on this list would be the Crimson Guard. So I'm guessing in a week or two, they're probably going to say, here's another Python Patrol figure. It's the Python Patrol Crimson Guard, which then will make me go, oh, wait, maybe I need to get two more. And then, you know how that works. And then you go, oh, well, so then I get four of these and two of these and then two of these. And it just keeps going. So I think I might just stay away from the Python Patrol. I think that is going to be my strategy. I was gonna do it. Now I think I'm gonna hold off a little bit here. In my O-Ring headcanon, Python Patrol is a team of characters instead of troopers. You could go that route if you don't want to army build these. It's true. Yeah, that's true. I just don't know. But you could see here with the loadout, everything that they're offering, it's the exact same as the Viper. Backpack, it's just different paint. Stands exactly the same. Weapons exactly the same. Backpack's just painted a little different. Figures painted a little different. Good figure. I think all those Vipers, though, are still available on any of the sites that offer them. Maybe even Small Joe's has them. I don't think Small Joe's pre-orders. You buy them once they're in stock, I believe. I haven't ordered anything from them, so I don't think they have this one yet, or are offering this one yet, I should say. But I think I'm gonna stay away from the Python Patrol. I think I've got one too many, or two too many army builds going right now, and I think I'm gonna pass on these only because I think they're just gonna do the Crimson Guard next, and then I'm gonna have to go, okay, now I need one or two of those, and it's just gonna go on and on. And I'm okay with it going on and on, but it doesn't mean that I have to get every single one. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was the Hiya Toys GI Joe news. I didn't have any Python Patrol as a kid. I wanted them. I wanted everything. I still want everything, but I didn't have any as a kid, so I don't have any really nostalgia pull on these. Just want them because they look cool, and they look good next to the other army builds that I've done already. So you never know. I might still get him, but at this point right now, I'm leaning to no. And in fact, I was thinking, in the last 2 weeks, at least the last 2 weeks, maybe even the last month, I don't think, no, the Star Wars stuff. I did pre-order the Star Wars, the last vintage collection stuff that came up, but I haven't really pre-ordered anything. It's been kind of nice, to be honest. It's been nice on the bank account. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm holding back on this too, because I've finally found a little bit of self-control, and I'm not ready to let it go yet. Rule of Cool crosses IP lines. Yeah. So this was probably a pass for me, though I can recommend it because I really enjoyed the figure. And I think I do have about 9 or 10 of them. I can't remember what the final number I fell on with these guys. The one I'm really looking forward to the most, the army build that I did with the Hiya, was the range troopers. That was the last really big army build pre-order that I did with the Hiya stuff. That's still looming out there. But this figure looks pretty good. They've got to give us a Copperhead. Maybe they'll do they only gave us the Cobra Trooper, so I don't know if the difference between the officer and the trooper is so minimal. I don't know if they'll actually do that. I think they would do it in blue first. That's what I would guess. But I'm enjoying the High Line. It seems to keep it. It's still going, but you just never know. When it could end. They didn't they. We've talked about this before. They seem to have had what was it, the Predator and the RoboCop. They seem to have had those IPs for a long time. Several years. But then the Judge Dredd didn't seem to last very long at all. And I don't know how that works, when they sign agreements and stuff. The G.I. Joe one seems to be closer in line with what they were doing with the Predator stuff and the I just said it, RoboCop, and less like the Judge Dredd. I think the Judge Dredd line ended with maybe 10 figures or so, and this one's already surpassed that. And we've talked about the Star Trek line that they've had. It seems to have sputtered out a bit. It's just kind of weird with Hyatt. It's hard to tell, is this line going to go on? We're going to get 30, 40 figures out of this line, or is it going to end after a year or two, or a year and a half? So we'll have to see. Time will tell. But it is a line that I am pretty active in collecting. Though I did pass on the last Tiger Force Bazooka and these guys here, these Python Patrol guys. All right, this next bit of news, we're still going to stay in the military kind of genre, 118. And this was from a good friend of the channel. I haven't seen him out there today. Hopefully he's out there. He's having a good time. It's from Bjorn. Bjorn sent these to me. I double checked with him. I said, is it okay if I show these on the show on Sunday? Haven't seen this stuff anywhere else. He showed me the message that he got from the Marauders, and I didn't show that. I don't have that clip here because it did have some information I didn't think was pertained totally to us. I kind of just wrote down my notes here. But apparently there are going to be 6 new NOM figures from the Marauders Task Force. These are scheduled to drop sometime in mid-June. Bjorn, if you're out there, please correct me, because he's the expert on this. I think the group that he's in are the people that backed the Kickstarter, and I think he was in the message. They call them the A-Team. I think that's what they're called. So this was from Bjorn. He's on the A-Team. Yeah. So 6 figures. They all look really good. I haven't got any Marauder stuff for a while. Here's the first figure. This is a Vietnam Green Beret. And shout out to Bjorn if I didn't say that already. Thank you for sending these over. We also have the drill instructor and the Tunnel Rat 2-pack, which, if you've ever seen Platoon, you know who this looks like. And I'm guessing if you've seen Full Metal Jacket, you kind of have an idea of who this could be, though not quite as much the portrait. So this could be, maybe I'm wrong, but this is definitely it looks like from Platoon. And he's got the red bandana, everything, and that looks pretty good to him. These are just renderings, of course. The A-Team pities the fools on the B-Team. Yeah. I guess that they're the Marauders guys. They're gonna be at a show. Maybe it's Joe Fest. That part I didn't write down. And maybe it was on their Instagram page, and I didn't grab that. I should have grabbed that. I left that one out. That they're going to be having an exclusive right, I think, at the Joe Fest. That looked like they're the gentleman from Roma Toys that passed away. I think he's at the movie. Oh, is he? Okay, cool. He told me he was going to go see it. He didn't tell me when. He's like, yeah, I'm going to try to see it this weekend, so I don't get any spoilers. And that's what I did too. I found if you really want to, if you really want to see the movie without the spoilers, you really have to go in the first couple days because it's just impossible now to not get a real spoiler. That's why I think it's so funny that Hasbro wouldn't put out the figures the before the movies for Star Wars, because with the little blurb on the back, there was so little that could spoil the movie compared to seeing a video or a short or TikTok that pretty much almost always ruins it. You have to really try hard to go to the store or order the figure, spend the money to get it to read what's on the box or the package, where it's almost impossible to just, go to YouTube and not be flooded with spoilers. Fairly sure they will be at Joe Fest. Yeah, I think so. I think so. So here we go. We got Charlie Sheen. It does look really good. It does look really good. And we've got Vietnam Army MP and K9. And I say this every time. I really do think the Marauders, they have the best dogs at 118, better than anybody else. I've got the Joy Toy dogs. I had the War of Order German Shepherd that was basically a statue, like a Schleg type dog, but it was well sculpted. Easily, they have the best dogs at 118. Got your German Shepherd here. You can build a little military police force, guard your base. Look at that. It even comes with a wristwatch, which is pretty cool. All these little accessories, man. Neck towel. There's a lot of cool little things in here. The hat, the customs. Like, this is just custom, heaven over here. And I think obviously these are all on that new buck that they're using, or with the new articulation, the better articulation. Jeff says, remember when Kenner blacked out the Ewoks on the carbacks? It was a simple time to avoid spoilers. Yeah, it was so simpler, huh? They're like, what's the blacked out Ewoks? And shout out to blacked out Ewoks. That guy, I know he's a big Star Wars fan. I haven't been watching a lot of YouTube lately. I know he's still out there. I'm sure he is. I was just thinking that. Yeah. So yeah, we got the MP and the K9. So we got your military police. We got the sniper. With the poncho. And I think what these are showing, right, is that this one, because this one doesn't say 2-pack, I think they're showing, right, what's underneath the poncho, which is just, a trooper. So all of these, I mean, really, there's always really more than one drill instructor. You could probably take this Charlie Sheen and mash him up with this one here. These are all army builders. In some sense, they're all army builders. But yeah, we've got a poncho there. I'm wondering if this poncho is soft goods. It's kind of hard to tell. I would think it would be. But we'll see. Got the sniper rifle. And then we got this one. And unfortunately, the shot that Bjorn sent me, this was as sharp as I could get the image. The accessories really impressed me on these releases. It's a shame they don't sell them over here. Yeah, that is too bad. I didn't know that. They don't ship out of the United States? Or is it just not where you're at? Yeah, I didn't know that. That's too bad. Because I always think too, they're fairly reasonably priced for their stuff. The issue I always have is I'll get in there and I'll just start, oh, I want one of these. Oh, I want one of these. And then next, you've got like 30 items and they're all like $1 each or something, or $1.50 or $1.25, which sounds pretty good. But then you end up with like a $70 order, But they do always throw in one thing for free. So that I always think that kind of takes a little bit off. But yeah, it's kind of tough once you start filling up your basket or your cart. Marauders don't ship over here. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah, that's too bad. But I think we know who this looks like, even as bad as blurry this is. It looks like John Rambo. Yeah, it looks like John Rambo. So very cool. Look at that. He's got the compound bow. He's got the RPG. He's got the AK belt. Got the big old knife, Bowie knife. Very cool. I think if I get one, I'm probably gonna try to get this John Rambo. I think because this was the one character, right? Who was it? It was Eagle Force, right? Eagle Force gave us the not Arnold Schwarzenegger smoking a cigar. They gave us the Keanu Reeves, not Keanu Reeves. Um, if you have the old GI Joe from the last movie, you have the old John Colton, which was Bruce Willis. Um, so here you go, John Rambo. No, that's Charlie Sheen. I love Hot Shots. Yeah, Hot Shots Part Two. Yeah, I love those movies, man. I love those movies, man. I know it's just off topic here, but I love Airplane. I love Naked Gun. I love all that shit, man. My son's like, those are the stupidest movies. I'm like, dude, those are the best movies. I love that kind of humor. I like Van Wilder, National Lampoon's Vacation. I love all that stuff. I love stuff like that. Um, but anyway, sorry. But I definitely do want this one. I don't know how these will be available to like the general public. They do say in mid June. Um, and these guys do sell out. I have gone to Marauders before looking for something specific. And I think it might have been one of the dogs, and it had sold out. But then, a few months later, they did re up. They did get more stuff. Um, I think, in fact, I might have gotten one of every dog. And because my son, I was getting all the dogs for my son. My son used to have like a dog collection and like a lion collection and a bear collection. So I think I have one of every dog, but he took most of them home. I only have one or two left. And then I think you know what I did with the last dog. I got the gray dog that they have, which looks like a wolf, and I gave it to my Hiya Toys Snake Eyes because that was one of the one things that the Hiya Toys Snake Eyes did not come with. Was he didn't come with timber. With a different head, that not John Rambo could be ninth. Yeah, yeah, or Demolition Man, right? Yeah, because and then too, I guess you could. No, he had a different hairdo. I was thinking Judge Dredd, but no, he looked completely different in that movie. Airplane, Top Secret, love those. Yeah, I love those movies, man. I love those movies. I love those movies. Yeah, the not Rambo. Yeah, so Vietnam extraction specialist. So I was thinking too, I think I've seen all of the Rambos, even the last one I liked. Even the last one where he's like a boat, he's like doing a boat cruises or something in the Mekong Delta or something. But I think my favorite one was actually when he goes to Afghanistan and he fights the Soviets. I think that one was actually my favorite. Um, but everyone always says the first one's the best one. Of course, they say that about a lot of movies, but I think the one I can't remember what number it is, but I think the one where he goes to Afghanistan and fights the Soviets is probably my favorite one. Always like fighting the Russians, right? October Guard, whoever it was, is Red Dawn was always one of my favorite movies as a kid. But shout out to Bjorn for sending these to me. They all look really good. I just don't know, which one. Whoops, I don't know which one. I'll get it. Probably going to be John Rambo, the non-John Rambo, Rambo 3. There you go. Yeah, Rambo 3. I love Rambo 3. I used to have to really, Mom, can I please see those? They're like they're so violent. Because I think they were like rated R back then when people took the ratings more serious. Please, please, can I please watch it? She finally let me watch it. She was a Stallone fan. She was a Stallone fan. I think that's why she let me watch it. But shout out to Bjorn for letting me know he's become a regular contributor to the show. At least once every show, there's something that he's like, hey. So shout out to Bjorn. Do appreciate it. And if you guys have anything, please send it over. I can't do the show without you. Not only you guys showing up, hanging out with me, but also saying, hey, talk about this. This is cool. I want, let people know. And that's kind of what we're doing here. Because I'm no expert. I am definitely no expert. All right. Let's talk about my favorite line to talk about that hasn't really even come out yet. I keep talking about it. I'm I'm getting to the point where I'm worried someone's gonna go, man, you keep talking about this line, but we've seen nothing, and that is the Tequila Highway to Chaos 118 line. That is they announced another figure. This is from Patrick Chan on the Premium 118 Hub. The figure this time that we're going to talk about, his name is Support. So I think we've gotten Team Leader, we've gotten Assault or Fire, and now we've got Support. So this is the fifth figure now. They've they've shown us pretty shots of five figures, and they have. We'll get to that slide. There's one more bad guy that they have shown us renderings of, or I should say, pictures of, that they haven't shown us an actual figure yet. So this one is Support, like the other figures, Team Leader and Fire and Assault. They seem to just be building on the same buck, all black again. This guy comes with looks like a drum pack, like some kind of drum machine gun. This is like your heavy support trooper. Just hitting 3 a.m. We'll need to catch the rest on replay. Peace, y'all. Good night, Ian. Thanks for coming. I know next week or next show we'll probably be talking a lot of TVC, so hopefully you can stick around for that one. I'll put that. I'll try to put that in the front of the show because I know you're a big TVC fan. Thank you. Appreciate you coming out. But we've got Highway to Chaos Support here. Seems to be the same exact. He doesn't look bigger. I think they're all about the same size, but different helmet or different mask, I should say. I always say helmet. It's a different mask, and I think a little bit different with the armor and different weapons. Looks like he's got like an Uzi and something else going on here. Some kind of drum laser cannon. I don't know. Don't know much about this. Patrick Chan, again, has been the only real source that I've seen for this line. Big Bad, I think McDowell had told me in this show in the chat, Big Bad Toy Store does have one of the figures, Team Leader, up for pre-order on Big Bad. Gundam is the only one that I've seen have Team Leader and the bad guy. The other figures that they've shown us, I've not found them anywhere for pre-order yet. But they keep showing them. They keep showing them off. Here he is with all that he comes with. Lots of hands, a couple grenades, communication device, and those weapons that we saw. Here is the other figures that they've already put up for, or I guess they haven't put up for, that they've teased already. You can see the different mask. Support is this guy right here. You can see he's not much different. His respirator on his helmet or his mask, that's pretty much the only difference I see here. And here is the bad guy, Trophy Zed Griffin. He is the one that I found on Gundam. So this guy and Team Leader are on Gundam, and this guy is on Big Bad. If you're interested at all, I am. Really don't know what I'm getting yet because no one's really had these in hand yet, and they're not the easiest to find. There's only a couple places, like I mentioned, they're even offering them right now. Here is this guy, Eddie Axelrod. I think that's how you say that. This is the only one that they've kind of alluded to that they have yet to show us. If I was gonna guess, I would have thought that this one they would have shown us rather than Support, rather than Assault. Because in the very beginning, they showed us Team Leader, and then they showed us the two bad guys. And I kind of thought those would be the three figures. But in between that, they've offered these other guys, and they still haven't given us this one yet. Here they are, like I said, building, I think, on the same buck. just slight variations. You know, it looks like you could see here, like these two, they both have probably the same belt because that communicator's in the same pocket. Um, it's hard to tell. It looks like the shoulder pads are pretty much the same. Chest armor of these three looks to be pretty much the same. This one seems, he looks like he has an overlay or a secondary on top of it. They do all come with different weapons, though. It does look like they all do come with different weapons. So I don't know. I keep talking about these, but that's all it is. It's all talk, no show, and no the Jinro squad. Yeah, I don't, I don't know. I don't know. Um, but yeah, I don't. I keep talking about them, but I really don't know. I really don't know. They look great to me, though. I know I mentioned last time that this one in particular, Assault here, looks all nearly identical to a Acid Rain figure. It's very, very close. Really, really close. Um, and maybe, yeah, maybe they have like this guy and this guy have different forearms, but this guy and this guy look like they have the same form. So there's a lot of reuse here. Not a lot of paint on these guys. Can't be. They're solid black, pretty much. Don't know what to think of it yet. Really don't know what to think of it yet. But I did pre-order Team Leader and the bad guy. And I don't know if I should just wait now till they fulfill those orders. Sometimes with these new lines, right, if you don't pre-order, the line may not make it. You know, they might, if they don't sell enough of the first one or two, they may never get to the fourth and fifth one. And so it's a fine line between wanting to help them and support them, but I want to also make sure that I get something that I like, you know, that's good. I don't want to, army build this figure and it's crap. And I don't want to encourage you guys to do that either, to order something, that you're not sure either. Um, so I think I'll probably stick with what I've pre-ordered already from Gundam. And if they're good, then I'll jump in and grab a few more. Um, but I think if I do army build these, the whatever they're called, the guys in black, I probably only get one or two of each one, and I'll end up with, because I think I got 3 team leaders, and if I get one of each one, that would still leave me with, what, 4, 5, 6, squad of 6. And maybe I double up on assault, or I double up on this guy's support, and that's my army. But yeah, that's all I know about this line. There's not a lot of information on it. There's not a lot of places offering it for pre-order. It's a new company. When I searched before the show, I searched on Big Bad if they had any other tequila stuff, and they did have another, like a little robot that I hadn't seen before, but it looked, I don't know what the scale was, and it looked, what's the right word? I want to say kitty, but not kitty, but like it didn't look like it was something that I would want, or would, and it was expensive too, if I remember. I looked at it and was like, oh, there's something new from Tequila, but it's not anything that I want. This is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. But it's still haven't seen anything else from them. Gundam, it seems to be the place to go if you want that bad guy. If you only want one, you probably want that bad guy. He's on Gundam. I think it's like $1 deposit to put down on him, or $1.50, something like that, to hold one for you. And then when he comes in, they're gonna send you an email that you can pay the total, and then they'll send it to you. And I do like Gundam. Gundam's a pretty good online retailer. I used to use them a lot more than I do now, but they would always send it in a nice, good box, and they would throw in a card and sometimes a sticker, a few little extra things in there. They were actually like Transformer cards, like collector cards. So I actually have a whole bunch of them, of different Transformer characters. And I did pre-order these guys on there, and I think on a last minute, I ended up pre-ordering one of the Haya Star Trek figures on there that had sold out everywhere else. I think it was that little alien, Jeff, that little alien guy that we were after. I think I pre-ordered him on Gundam because I couldn't find him anywhere else. Who knows if that will ever come through? It's been a few years now, I think, for that figure, but we'll see. We'll see. I do like them as an online store. All right, and that was from Patrick Chan. I think I mentioned that. That was where I got this information from. All right, and we are where we're at. It's seven, right about an hour. Okay. So last bit of news. I know not everybody's into them, but I am. But I'm not a total all in collector. But some modern O-rings here, and in fact, a buddy of mine from work actually messaged me today, and he found the the newest wave of these guys. I think it's the newest wave, the one with the Russian girl and the fire bat. I think it was the fire bat. I think you got those, didn't you, Bob? Diana, and but he found him. He found him here locally. So I think it was at his local Target. He's just about 20 minutes up the freeway, 15 minutes up the freeway. So he's not too far from me. I don't find these anymore. I used to find the Reaction Plus at my local Targets. And the only one that I know that it still has these every now and then, it's about a half hour drive away in a town called Woodland. Um, so I don't go out there too often. It's way out of the way. But the last couple times I went there, they have had one or two of these hanging on the peg. But it looks like Super 7's doing another wave of Reaction Plus Modern O-Rings. We've got these 5 figures here. I picked this up off of Toy News Internationals where I first saw this pop up. Sadly, I don't think we're going to get the little Star Trek Kessinger. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I know I talked to Jeff. I did get my Hiya Toys Star Trek Captain Pike and my Spock, my Strange New Worlds. That was my Strange New Worlds Pike, and my Strange New Worlds Spock hasn't shown up yet. I'm afraid it might have got lost. I should have. They sent it out to me like a month ago. It stopped tracking, so I don't know what happened to it. But yeah, I'm not sure what's happening with that line. I'll be getting most of these O-ring just. You know, this is a good wave. This is a good wave. I know not all of us collect O-rings. Where's Tech at? Tech's going to get mad. He's going to roll his eyes. But I do like them. I just can't get them all. It's like a side quest for me. I pick one up every now and then. I'm always pretty happy with it, though. But they're kind of in their own universe for me. They're kind of in their own world. I think the last guy I picked up Big Lob. I think that was the last O-ring I picked up, if I remember correctly. But another new wave. I think this is a pretty good selection here. And let's start off here with Deep Six. Deep Sea Diver, but not in his deep sea diving outfit. And that's been kind of one of the cool things with this line, right? They're giving you the guys, but there's something a little bit, different. They give Cobra Commander, but Snow Gear Cobra Commander. That latest wave of the red, white, and blue, I think, Bob, you had some of them. Classic hair, but in a different color. And their waves have been really consistent. They've given us a lot of figures pretty quickly since this line's come out. And they're quick to fulfill, right? They go up for order, they ship. So there's a lot of things I like about this line. It's just I can't collect everything, can't collect them all. I can't collect them all the time. I love the adventure people look Deep Sea Six. Yeah, he almost could double as that, right? As he looks like he's chopping wood, or he's working on the boat somewhere. It looks like a life preserver maybe. Got his bucket hat on. Yeah, it's cool, man. And the cards and the card backs. I say that this is probably for me because I'm more of a modern collector. These card backs are far superior to what Hiya's doing with the modern Hiya Joes. Far superior. They got the red, white, and blue. They got the blue star. They've got the explosion, in the back. This is G.I. Joe. When I see this, it's unmistakable G.I. Joe, and I like that. A lot of these, this packaging is good enough to keep mint on card if you're a mint on card collector. Um, I like it. I like it a lot. So we got Deep Six here. We got Lady J. I saw this. Is this a is this a typo, or is this what it really used to say? Because she's an overt. She's an overt operations, not covert. She's an overt. Is that a typo? Because, and I'll just jump really quick, because if you go to Snake Eyes, it says covert. He's covert. But her, she's overt. Is that right? I don't know. I saw that. I'm like, am I reading that right? I had to get really close to it. No, it says overt. But we got Lady J here. Not the best head sculpt there. I mean, not bad, but she looks a lot thinner and a lot prettier right here, I think, than they're able to do here. A little more rounded face here. But I like the look. I like the classic look here. Pretty sure it's a typo, but funny. Okay, yeah, I thought that too. I'm like, that's overt, because you never know. You never know. Maybe that's the variant. There you go. There you go. Maybe that's the variant. But you know, here she is in kind of her classic outfit with the spear, crossbow. It's like she's got a little backpack there, a quiver. Is it a quiver? Yeah, I guess it's still a quiver, even though it's a crossbow. But we've got her. Got Zartan. Zartan looks really good. It does say here UV color changing skin. And again, that's something that the Haya one, the modern Haya one, it didn't have anything like that. It is a gimmick. It is a play feature. But I like this kind of play feature more than I like push the button, you know, or spin the arm, or the, you know, the you know, all that stuff. This is cool. Change color in the light. Okay. Big deal. But that's cool. You know, I don't want any push button anythings. So this looks pretty cool. I'm tempted to grab this one. I do have a pretty large Zartan collection. If you've seen my Zartan, I did a Zartan video, I think last year or the year before. I bust out all of the Zartans that I have. I have a lot of Zartans. This one would fit in just right with my Zartan collection. I'm tempted. I might grab this one. Everyone loves the covert missions, but finally giving some love to the overt ones. Yeah. Yeah, and he's the master of disguise, which he is. He is. They show him here with the, I guess that's the cross. That's a, what is that? A arrow, bow and arrow, but he doesn't look like he has it in the package. So maybe it's behind him. I don't think so. Maybe they left it out. I don't know. But he does have the quiver. He does have some loose arrows, it looks like. But this one looks pretty good. I think if you're a classic Joe fan, this is gonna probably, this one and the Lady J probably gonna appeal to you the most. I think he looks better though. He looks a lot better than her, especially the face. But good looking figure. Good looking figure. Love the card again. I love the card back. I would say that for all of these. Love the card back. And then here's the covert. Here's the covert mission specialist. We got Ninja Force Snake Eyes. Now, kind of like the Python Patrol, I never had any Ninja Force stuff. I liked it. I wanted it, but my mom just wouldn't buy it for me. I just didn't have any of it. But I liked it. I liked all the G.I. Joe stuff, man. I loved all of it. The Space Force stuff. I loved the movie. I loved Cobra Law. There was nothing G.I. Joe that I didn't like. I was just that age where I loved G.I. Joe. Anything that they put out. It's the same way with Star Wars. I loved the Battle for Endor. I loved all of that stuff. There was no part of it that I was 8 years old or whatever, 9 years old. It wasn't like, oh, Cobra Law sucks. No, I loved Cobra Law. I loved Endor. I loved all that stuff. I know a lot of kids were starting to age out, or they could kind of see it differently, but not me. Loved it. Loved Ninja Force. I know it's not for everyone though, and some people think that was kind of the beginning of the downhill of G.I. Joe when they started doing all those weird kind of stuff, but I loved it. Sorry I'm late. What up? What up? Ben, That Damn Figure Show. What's up, Ben? Good to see you out there, man. Glad you can make this one. Good to see you. Yeah, we're just talking a little. We're getting here to the end. Talking a little modern O rings, Super 7 Reaction Plus New Wave. And I was thinking this too, Bob. Bob, you probably know this, or Jeff. There's 5 in this wave. Was it always 5 in a wave? I thought it was 4. Is there an extra one in this wave, or was it always 5? And I don't remember. But I do think the Zartan looks the best, in my opinion. I do like how this looks, though. This is cool. It's got the old school, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I forgot what these are called when you have to bust the weapons out, which is it's cool. It's cool. Love the card back too. I think that's a really cool image. But yeah, this is probably not something for me. And then for the final one, we've got the Cobra Commander Ninja Enemy Leader. So this is Cobra Commander as a ninja. He's got some soft goods, it looks like. So 2 Ninja Force figures. So I'm wondering now if that's where this Reaction Plus might be going. It might be going into Space Force. It might be going into some of the, Venom and Valor Venom type stuff. Maybe that's where they're going. I don't know. I know that there's a big group of Joe fans, the older guys, a little bit older than me, that I know didn't care for this stuff, or like the Deke cartoon type designs, which I'm not a big fan of at all. But there are some guys that are. There's room for them too. Usually 4 in a wave. Okay, that's what I thought. Plus an exclusive. Oh, okay. So maybe one of these is an exclusive, huh? One of these could be an exclusive. Good to hear. Yeah, see, they are releasing a lot of the O-rings in 375. Yeah, they are. They are. Did you see the G.I. Joe stuff? 4.5 inch. I did see that. I left it out because the scale, because I didn't talk about it in this show because of the scale. It is an interesting mashup. It is an interesting, not a combination that I would have thought of myself. Yeah, and we've talked about this before. If maybe the doom and gloom of the turtles not being, of them not, because it looks like the Joy Toy line is done. It looks like a lot of the collaborations or the farming out of the TMNT license kind of look like it might be done. That was kind of the rumors. I did a whole thing on that, I think a couple episodes ago. Maybe it's not. Maybe we were mistaken if they're willing to do a team up now with G.I. Joe. Again, it's not something that I had thought of, but I know they did a Masters of the Universe, right? And they do what else did they do? Was it wrestling, or they've been doing all kinds of collaborations, but it looks like they're gonna do a G.I. Joe. I don't know. It's just not one that I thought of. I think they might snatch at the vehicles since they work. Oh, okay, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. The vehicles could work, you're right, because they're just a little bit bigger. Yeah, we did not get Super Shredder. No, there's a lot of figures we didn't get. That was a really fun show. That might have been one of my favorite shows that I did here when we talked about the Turtles. I can't remember which one that was. But yeah, it looks like, I'm looking over here at the last couple ones that I got. Yeah, it looks like the line might be done. But you never know. Maybe there's some hope there. Maybe there's some hope there. They're collaborating with G.I. Joe. Maybe they'll collaborate. Maybe they'll let Joy Toy or someone else keep doing, Turtles. Just Boss Fight has a Garfield team. Oh, that's right. That's another one. Yeah, I saw that's a funny set too. Yeah, we watched, my wife and I, we watched a couple episodes of Garfield the other day. I don't know why. We were just like, let's watch. We were talking about something, and we ended up watching a couple, and then this must have been a while ago. I think I'm getting my times mixed up because we watched a special, but I can't remember what it was. There's a lot of Garfield shows. I used to watch Garfield as a kid. I watched Heathcliff too. Heathcliff was always, I liked Heathcliff a lot too, but Garfield was fun. I mostly used to read the Garfield books. Yeah, they do have that set. Yeah. Um, but back to this really quick. Cobra Commander, ninja, enemy, leader. I guess Cobra Commander, he's not such a coward when he's got his ninja gear on. Does look like it's got soft goods. Uh, some cool weapons, some cool weapons. These, they don't have to do much. These, right? Those weapons don't need to be painted. Um, what would made to look like metal. They don't have to be made realistic, so they can get away with that because that's what this line was, as a kid, and what this line is trying to kind of bring back or tap into. So there's not a lot here, molded on guns. It's O-ring. But I like how this looks. I think the card back looks sick. Like, see, here's something too. If these were modern figures and realistic looks, I'd probably get all of them. But they are O-rings and they're modern, so I'm very choosy about which ones I get. So I think out of these five, I probably, if I get any, probably get the Zartan because I collect Zartan as a character, and then probably either this Cobra Commander or this Snake Eyes. I think that's what I would do. I probably most likely won't get any of them because I'm kind of trying to limit my, I have so many lines that I collect. I'm trying to be a lot more limited. So I think if one, Zartan, if two, either the Snake Eyes or the Cobra Commander. I think the Lady J and Deep Six are probably a pass for me. Right off the bat, it's more between the other three. But it sounds like Bob's gonna get the wave. I hope he'll do a video on them, talk about them on his show. Because I would like to see these a little more close up. Look pretty good. And maybe now we're going to get more Ninja Force stuff, and maybe they're going to cross into some of those other media, the other stuff, the other teams that they had. Yeah, I was just thinking about the Snake Eyes. Yeah, he looks good. And I do have a big Snake Eyes collection too. But I'm not a completionist, so I can pass on this one. It will be interesting to see too if they catch if we agree that this is probably a typo here. It'll be interesting to see if they catch it before it went to production. This overt operations rather than covert. Covert. Yeah, it's real easy to do that, right? Really easy to make a typo like that. All right, guys. Well, that was it. This Cobra Commander here. This is the last slide that I had for the show. Let's go back over to here. All right. So yeah, not the most news this week, guys. Not the most news this last couple weeks. Still a lot of good stuff out there, and it is a good time to be a collector. There's still a lot of good stuff out there. We're going to get the TVC, the Hasbro live stream on the 26th, which I think is going to be Tuesday. So I'll be watching that, and we'll be talking about it on the next show. Is there anything you guys want to talk about? Is there anything that I missed? I know it wasn't everything, but that was kind of the stuff that stuck out to me. I usually try to keep it to 5 things. I went with 6 this week. I'm looking over my list here. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. We did talk about Super 7 owning this week's episode Podcast from the Pit. I saw you were on that, Bob. I saw you were on that. I didn't get a chance to do it. I ended up working late on Thursday, and so my whole week was kind of messed up. The new reaction was Micronauts. Oh no, I forgot that. As far as typos go, that one is pretty over. Yeah, I can't be the only one who saw that. So I'm not that smart. I'm definitely not that smart. No, I hadn't mentioned. I did not. I saw something about it, but I wasn't sure. And you're the Micronauts expert. I haven't watched Wilhelm's show yet. Did you guys talk about those on Wilhelm's show? Not much news with the 118 lately. Joy Toy quiet lately, aside from the Warhammer. Yeah, and I don't talk Warhammer. You guys know I don't talk much Warhammer. Um, and Joy Toy in general, has been pretty quiet. Besides the Warhammer, like you said, I not really sure. They announced all those new IPs around. Was it Chinese New Year's? We haven't seen them yet. Did you talk about Devil's Bargain Toy Store? No, you know what? I didn't. And welcome to the show, Taylor 66. No, and I did get my order. I did get my order of Devil's Bargains figures. They did show up. I got a notice saying they were delayed somewhere in uh, Southern California or something, and then they ended up showing up on time. It was like a 1 day delay, and then they showed up. But no, I did not talk about those. Haven't opened them yet. Um, it's my first time uh, getting any Devil's Bargains toys, and it's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. That's something I left out, and now I remembered. Now that you said that, I did get an email, which you guys probably did too. If you're not, um, is it subscription? If you don't email them to get the newsletter, sent out a newsletter saying that Ed Hillman was going to Devil's Bargain Toys was going to stagger. I think it was stagger kind of the releases, and I think at the end he alluded to, because the one thing that that I and I should have asked this when you guys had him on the show, Bob, when he was on Outer Multiverse, the Bullet Man stuff, the rerun or the updated, or I'm not sure what the actual term is, but the Bullet Man stuff. I need those. I never got those. I know some of you guys have them. Um, I was late to the show. I was late to the club. I really want those figures. I'd like to do a little squad army build of those. And it kind of sounded like I thought that, because he said, I don't know the exact words, but it was like flying in or like something like that, landing, or the term he used made me think, oh, it's a flying character. It's got to be Bullet Man, right? It's got to be those characters, or that buck, that figure, because that's one that I need. That is one that I need. And maybe I'm thinking about this. I'm connecting things that don't need to be connected, but maybe Joy Toy kind of stepping aside or taking a break or whatever they're doing is open the door for me to move into getting more of the Devil's Bargain stuff, because definitely not buying any Joy Toy at this time now. The Turtles was really the last thing I was collecting from them, and if you go back through my hauls last year and even this year, their Turtles were pretty prominent in all of my hauls, and now they're not, because they're not coming out anymore. So maybe I can move some of those funds over to Devil's Bargain. The new re-release of Bullet Man and Black Jet are coming soon to BBTS. Yes. Is that what he was alluding to? Did I misread that? Because he was coy, right? He was coy. He was like, or maybe it was an exclusive that's going to be at the Joe Fest. Maybe he mentioned something like that. All topics aside, want to take the moment to express appreciation for you. This is such a good idea for the community talk. Oh, thanks, Ben. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. Uh, there's other good shows on here too. I know Wilhelm was here earlier. Bob and Brian do the Outer Multiverse into the toy box. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I've always thought, the whole idea with this channel and this show, really not the channel so much. Well, I guess the channel too, but it kind of morphed into this show, was there's just not a lot of 118 shows. There's just not. I think I named the three of them just now: mine, Wilhelm, and Audi. And I know there's others. I know Toys Are the Way, Boss Bounty. There's other guys that do like Star Wars and stuff, but I've told you this has become. I enjoy doing this show more than I enjoy doing the videos now, even more than doing Instagram. And I have felt lately, because I've been really busy, I have time for this. You know, you make time for what you want to do. And I guess I could have made more time for videos, but I chose not to. I chose to do other things, but I have not felt that way about this show. I'm like, no, I want to do the show. I need to go on the show. It's my chance to hang out with you guys and talk to you guys. And I can't always make the other shows. I can't, like today, I miss Wilhelm's because I went to the movies, you know, and last week I went, you know, I spent the week with my weekend with my wife. So, um, I haven't lost this yet. Like, it's still like, man, I need to do the show. I want to hang out. I want to look out. But thank you. I do appreciate it. And I can see I probably missed a whole bunch of comments up here. Cobra Kanno's voice, I can't unhear it. Weapons look great if you paint them up. Oh, this is all you, Ben. I missed you. All. Snake Eyes looks very much like, yeah, he does look like Mortal Kombat. Isn't there a new Mortal Kombat movie coming out too? Yeah, I was just thinking that about Snake Eyes. I missed all those comments. I'm sorry, guys. I've gone, you know, when I've gone back and looked, I saw that some of, and I hope you guys don't get mad when I miss something, like, because of how the chat looks when I'm looking at it, and then I'm talking and I'm like trying to multitask and do something that I don't know what I'm really doing, and I go back and go, oh man, I hope, you know, I think I missed it. Rocket Will had mentioned something in one of those chats, and I missed it, and I was like, man, I hope he's not mad at me. Probably thought I ignored him, but I just didn't see the comment because of how it's moving on my end. But though Jeff did teach me how to change it to live chat and not top chat, I never knew that was there. Welcome to live chat. Yeah, I just clicked it again and it's telling me, yeah, this is going to show you how to do it. I did not know that. No worries. It's okay. Sometimes those comments fly by. They do, and I just didn't see them. So I'm sorry about that. If I've ever missed you guys, hope I haven't lost any of you guys because you're like, man, he ignored my comment. I only said one thing the first time and he never. No, but thank you. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun. Missing comments happens. Yeah, it does. I know you guys get a lot of traffic too. Yeah. But yeah, Devil's Bargain. I do want those, the Bullet Man and Black Jet. Definitely on my list to get as soon as they come up. It does look like this stuff is hot right now. Um, and Ed seemed in that same email, he seemed pretty happy with the sales, you know, that how they moved and everything. So he knows there's a demand. It's nice to support an independent toy maker. And like I mentioned, I'm not really buying any Joy Toy anymore. There's no boss fight stuff really. I mean, there's a Conan and a Red Sonja, um, and they've fulfilled all their stuff. They really haven't shown anything new. Um, the TVC probably been the one thing that is kind of constant with the pre-orders, and it sounds like we're probably going to have some more this week. Looking over here, I've got like all the Eagle Force finally fulfilled. Still need to pull my pile of loot. Still haven't got my pile of loot from Big Bad, but I checked it the other day. I think I'm getting down. I'm like right around 30 days now, or like 28, 29 days. So I'm going to have to pull that soon. Yeah, and Acid Rain. Acid Rain stuff's been slow. I did get notification that those vehicles, the two vehicles, the little flyer and the hovercraft, they did ship. I ended up having to get those from Cowkits because they had sold out too quick on Pia, and they were a little more expensive on Big Bad. So hopefully those will show up here soon. Yo, I'm late tech. What's going on? Uh, Renee, what are you thinking of the upcoming Hellseeker 6R? You know, it looks good. It looks good. Welcome to the party. Um, it looks good. I I talked about it. I think it was Tech actually. They brought it up the one show. Said, "Hey, have you heard about this?" And I had heard about it. I know Awesome Action Toys did a video on it. He knows a lot more about it than I do. I probably only know as much as you guys do. But it looks good, and we need. As I was kind of running through the lines, uh, on the modern side, we need. That's why I keep talking about the Decala, the Highway to Hell stuff, or Highway to Chaos. We need more lines, man. We need more lines. When I look at the video that I did do the video, but I didn't like it. so I've never posted it. But we we're like, you know, the quality and the in the paint, the articulation, and we finally caught up to 112 scale, I think, in terms of those things. But they have so many more lines to choose from. I would say even at this point, the independent toy makers are, you know, it's like 50-50, or maybe leaning more to the O-ring now, the modern O-ring, when you look at all the last couple Kickstarters. So this Hellseekers one, because it's a modern line, I'm interested and I hope, you know, does well. I will definitely support it when it does come up. And I don't know anything about the prices or anything yet, but I will find a way to support it like I try to always do. And that's if it's Chicken Fried Toys or it's our friend Marvin with the Blade, the Edge, um, you know, any of the Kickstarter guys that do them. And I even support the O-ring ones, um, because they just have a lot more stuff than us. And that's the one thing I think for figure, um, I think our stuff is just as good, but they just have a lot more. And especially when it comes to fantasy, we really don't have anything in fantasy. And when I look at how many 112 scale fantasy lines there are, um, I'm surprised there's really none at 118 but Boss Fight. Um, Tech, you missed the O-ring news. Oh, you told him, you broke it to him, Bob. Yeah, I mentioned you earlier, Tech. I had to talk a little modern O-ring. I knew you wouldn't be happy, but it's done. It's over. You could skip that part if you watch the replay. Then I'm just in time. My BX brother. Yeah, I got an email BFS shipping the corrected. Oh, okay, that's cool. You getting the red Sonya? Good for you. But yeah, I the Hellseekers I'm into. I'm gonna support it. Um, and when more information comes up and we get a few more things, I'll probably talk about it on here. I just don't know enough myself, and I know Awesome Action Toys did a like a long form video on it, and he knows a lot more. And I think he knows the gentleman. Am I right? He knows the guy who's doing it in some way. I don't know if they're friends in real life or they became friends in real life over the Facebook and the YouTube. But I'm interested in it. It looks good. I'm not a big zombie or anything kind of guy like monsters, but or you know, yeah, zombies I guess would be the right word. But it's kind of like military times zombies, so it looks cool. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. If StarCraft does well, maybe Joyto will do a Warcraft fantasy. Yeah, yeah, that's a big one. And in Joy Toy, they tend to do everything really big, right? We're lucky we got the turtles out of them. I wish we could have got it more and longer, I wish it was still going, is what I say. But um, if with them doing the StarCraft, you know, the possibility is endless. It could could be a major new line for them, and just waiting to see something from them. You know, just waiting to see what they're doing. I know, you know, all these figures, you know, that we pose and play with and stuff. They're all, you know, like 99% of everything that we touch and use and look at is made from oil. And maybe that's kind of slowed them down because of all the things that are going on in the world. Um, but I still haven't seen any pretty pictures or anything. I haven't seen any renderings or anything. So maybe they're just waiting. There's some toy shows coming up, right? There's going to be a couple toy shows coming up, and I'm sure they'll do a big, you know, release then. And we'll see. We'll see. I still think, you know, pound for pound, you know, Joy Toy is probably the best, you know, 118 company when they're doing 118. You know, not King of Fighters 118, but like a real 118. Oh, sorry guys, hold on. Work. There we go. I'm sorry, my mute button. My dog was barking. Um, that's probably why Joy Toy. If StarCraft, I got my pile of loot yesterday and broke my boss fight halfling arm. Oh man, I'm sorry. I was just mentioning I got still about a month left on my pile of loot, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. Yeah, that's frustrating. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I broke a Cobra Trooper a couple weeks ago. I still haven't glued him back together. Man, I hate when that happens. It's like you get due though. I mean, if like one figure a year at least, right? One of them. If you're not careful, or you don't warm it up, or you misjudge it, or something happens. I heated up the assault trooper from Skeletron, and I think I overheated him up because now one of his arms, his elbow, it's popping out a little too easy now. It didn't pop out at all before, but I decided to warm him up because he was real stiff, and I was afraid if I didn't warm him up, I'd break him. But I think I might have overdid it, or I did it too long in like real hot water. And now his left arm keeps popping out every time I flex it. So I think I might have overdid it, and that's something that can happen too, which I haven't done. I can't remember the last time that happened, but yeah, I tried to cool him off. Then I tried to immediately cool him off, and I think it's just one of those things now. It can be a challenge just wrestling figures out of the plastic packaging. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I'm waiting for the Vitruvian army to put up the arms. So yeah, that's where I go to. The last one I broke, the Wanderer, the one girl. I did a video on her. I broke her and her arm. Same, I think the same place. I ended up having to get her arm from them. It took a while. Yeah, if she was out of stock, and then it took a month or so. I had to keep checking every other week, and finally they had her, and I got her. And I thought she looked better because I think I got the with no sleeves. I have to watch my own video. I don't remember. I haven't got my boss fight stuff out besides that orc in a long time. And that big orc, he's right up there with the best 118 figures I've gotten this year. He might be. I've been really, I was showing earlier, I'm really liking this Sunny Yen dude. He is a lot of fun too. Um, I've all these storylines in my head what I'm gonna do with this guy. Um, but he's a lot of fun too. This one, if you haven't got this one, he's a lot of fun. Good place for boss. Yeah, they are. I received my red Sonya this past week. QC issue. She came with 2 left upper arms. Oh man, that sucks. I don't know if you guys remember. I got the Vitruvian, the Roman guy, and he came with like 2 left feet. I couldn't figure out why it wasn't like he would stand, but there was like something. And I looked. I'm like, oh man, he got 2. Yeah. So every now and then there's a little QC with some boss fight stuff. Every now and then. Yeah, you've got to imagine it's someone's pulling each piece out of a bin and connecting it, right? There's a lot of labor involved in that. I think that's where some of the cost comes from, that with assembling the figure, because someone has to physically assemble each part. The dwarf was so good when I got him in hand. I got Sunny in 2 of them. Yeah, I have to look. I think I only got 1 of these guys. I wish I would have got 2 now. I was thinking too was the blade cuts both ways. That is it a subline or sub story of the Eagle Force stuff? All of them have been like, I'm thinking they're kind of the best ones. I think I've gotten all of them, but I think I've liked them the most. Well, I've liked them all. I've liked them all, but the Sunny Yen is really fun. This one's really good. And we joke about the hands, but you can get so many more expressions and things out of the Eagle Force guys because they literally come with so many hands. and it will be a left and a right. It won't just be like, the TVC stuff. They recently have been coming with a force hand, but it's like a left force hand. So he could never use the force with his right hand because there's only one left. Not the Eagle Force stuff, right? Not the Devil's Bargain. They have a lot of hands, man. A lot of hands. Those are your favorites, yeah. I think those have pretty much been mine too. I told you guys though I've got too many boxes. I have been getting rid of all of the Eagle Force boxes, but I did decide to keep the blade cuts both ways. Keeping those boxes, because of right now, I think there's only like 5 guys. There's only 5 of them, but I army built so many other ones. I can't keep 9 boxes of the Claw Commando. I can't do it. Yeah, and keep 8 of the Delta Red and 8 of the other. I can't do it. Too many. Man, I used to pretend that those X issues were part of the story for the figure until they started getting expensive. Yeah, they're expensive. Because this was my first time buying the Devil's Bargain stuff, I didn't realize that they came in bags. So when I got the box, I was like, how did he fit them in here? And I was like, oh no. And then I opened them like, oh, they're in bags. I didn't know that. So I don't have the problem of keeping a mint on card or like taking care. It's just a bag with a cardboard stapled to it, which was nice because I guess too that when I remember I mentioned that the shipping was very reasonable for the Devil's Bargain stuff. That also helps, because they're in a bag, so you could just put them in a box with the bubble wrap, and you don't have to worry about someone complaining the edges of this, or it was crushed or this or that. You don't have any of those problems. So there's something to say about that, not having card backs. Though I always prefer the card back as the 118 375 like medium because it's so nostalgic to me. None of the new Eagle Force figures have sold out yet on BBTS. They must have committed to the line with a bigger production run. Good to keep talking up those figures to new people. Yeah, Eagle Force is the best modern line in my opinion. It might be. It might be. There's so much. There's something there for everyone. There's something there for everyone. There's ninjas. There's police. There's military. You got suited gangsters. You got everything. You got everything all in one line. It'd be nice if Big Bad brings the new Eagle Force to sell at Joe Fest and promote the line. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully they will. I would think they would. I mean, well, before the Hiya Joes, when Hasbro really kind of gave up on G.I. Joe at 118 or 375, Eagle Force really scratched that itch for me. That was when I got the poster. That was when I kind of got into them because it was the military line. It really was the only alternative we had. The Hiya Joes, as good as they are, I don't know. The Eagle Force stuff, the plastic the Eagle Force stuff uses, I don't feel like it's gonna break like I do with the Hiya stuff. And the articulation is probably better on the Eagle Force too because they have a more of a true rocker ankle, and like this Sunny Inn has a boot cut. Although the Hiya stuff has a wannabe. Oh gosh, I'm freezing up again. Butterfly joint. It's not quite a butterfly joint. It is, but it is not. You don't get quite out of it like you do with a Acid Rain World butterfly joint. So I think that's a good point. That's a good point. Eagle Force could be, but I think too in my mind the Devil's Bargain stuff, because they're basically on the same buck, and I'm guessing the Bullet Man and all that they are kind of like all the same line, but they're not. I think maybe it's just in my world they are. Love the monkey head that comes with a Space Traveler. Yeah, that one's good. Yeah, he's over there. He fell over there. Yeah, I've been rocking that one with the cowboy hat. Yeah, there's so much good stuff in the Eagle Force line. There's like all these different genres kind of mashed together, and they somehow make it work, and make it not just work but work well, right? Because you can put anything together and go, oh, this is, but it works really well together. Yeah, that's true, Bob. I got to think about that. That might be the best modern line. I do have a soft spot for the TVC, of course, for the vintage collection. And my favorite, before it sounds like it ended, was my favorite though. I'd really gotten into the turtles because they were just so good. Um, but I don't know. I don't know. These guys, they might be the ones. The Skeletron stuff though has been great as well. There's not as many figures, right? Was there only like five of them now, or yeah, five of them? The red, the silver, the camouflage, this new assault. So there's only four. And then if you count the pilot in the Robo Skull, yeah, maybe there's like five or six. They've all been excellent as well. There hasn't been a bad one yet in that line, or one that I think that someone would be disappointed with. The Beast of the Cyberzoic, I wasn't quite like the one we talked about earlier in the show, the girl with the tiger. Um, that's excellent. I was impressed, but I wasn't quite as impressed with the other ones because they felt kind of fragile, and I had some hands that kept falling off, and they weren't quite as good as I think I hoped. But they're still good. They're still really good, especially for a first, kind of first wave, first try. But yeah, the Eagle Force stuff's probably the best out there. My Ed Cannon, the Devil's Bargain figures. Yeah, that's what I think too. They're like the same. They're in the same world to me. Figures like Major Coco and Delta Red are worth picking up just for all the extra. That's true. That's true. If you want to use those parts on your TVC or on your other lines or whatever the other line that you're really collecting, just to get the Delta Red and all the head sculpts, and yeah, yeah, I've got a couple of them up there. I got something going on in that top shelf. It's like the Cobra is battling someone. I would haphazardly put something together up there. Um, the 40th anniversary gold Eagle Force figures in line. Oh, is your favorite? I'm Army built them and made them all. Oh, cool. I only got one of the gold guys. Um, but they're fun. They're good. I got the cowboy, the space cowboy one, from Chicken Fried Toys. Or I got him on that card back. I know. I think it's the same figure, but different. Eagle Force pair with the turtles. Yes, they do. They do. Yeah, Ben. I remember you did a lot of the Schwarzenegger and stuff, or the not Schwarzenegger, not Keanu Reeves. Renee, controversial thought. Do 118 boutique lines really need cards packaging? I feel like I collect 118 to open, and prices could really come down if they did. That's a good point. Ooh, I hadn't thought of that. I'd say for the boutique lines, I'm glad you pointed that out because like TBC has to have the card back. Um, Maybe like the O Ring Reaction Plus probably has to have a card back, but does the Eagle Force, does you know the Devil's Bargain? I don't. I think you're right. I think you're right. I don't think they do. Um, Especially if it would knock a couple bucks, off of the price. That would help. I know there's a lot of people that like 118, but they struggle with paying that price for a small figure. And if you could just lower that cost a little bit, $5. Um, the thing is, though, and I don't know this, is how much does that packaging really cost in the scheme of things? Is it 50 cents to them? Is it a quarter, or is it $5? To put it on a card and seal it, or these fancy boxes that the Eagle Force stuff what came with. I kind of thought about that when the Devil's Bargain stuff showed up without the cards, because I thought, well, oh my, one of my lights turned off. Um, he still charged the same price, but he's an independent toy maker. It's a much smaller batch. He's shipping them out of his home, so it to me it justified that it was the same price as if it came on card. So I don't have a problem with it at all. But that's a good point. I That's a good point. I don't know. I would say just off the top of my head, the answer is probably they probably should think about bags. Yeah. If it's gonna save some money and possibly open up the line to other people who are just a little gun shy because of the cost, and it's 118, like I'll pay $30 for a 6-inch figure, but I won't pay 30 for a 118 figure. But I might pay 20 for a 118 figure, but not no more than that. I just don't know if the packaging is really nominal to them, when they print them and stuff. That's why the hands get all those hands from Eagle Force, right? Because he's like, it's pennies. It's pennies to throw in 5, 10 sets of hands. So why not? It's like, 5 cents. I don't know about how packaging works. I don't know if that's the same, if that works the same way, because I don't know anything about manufacturing and like production. My favorite custom is my Carl Weathers using the Eagle Force base with the TVC head. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's right. Dutch. Is it Dutch? Isn't that his name? It's like Dutch. Yeah, and they're like, "Grr." Yeah, I like that. That's a great part of that movie. I toss my Eagle Force boxes away. Yeah, that's what I'm doing now too. I'm doing. There's too many of them. They're so nice though. They're really nice boxes. My wife works with Chinese factories. She reckons packaging is only 5%. See, and 5%. Oh man, that's tough because some people go, it's on sale, and if you did the math, it's only 5%, and you're like, well, it's not really a sale, but it is. So I don't know. I don't know. Is five? What would someone do the math? I'm not a math person. With 5% of $30, because that's what the figures that I'm using Eagle Force as an example. TVC is $20. Well, if it's deluxe, it's not. And the TMNT, the Joy Toy stuff was like $40. The highest stuff is practically $30 now too. I could be wrong, but I don't think the packaging is a big part of the price. Probably depends more on how many figures are made. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good question. That would be a good question to ask one of those guys that is actually doing it, right? Like, how much does that really cost? I mean, even to you can get down to the minutia, like to have collector friendly packaging as compared to sealing it onto the card. Is there a price? What's the price to do that? Or, is that another percent or not? Because there's all different kinds of packaging. Remember Boss Fight? They like to do the collector friendly. They were doing the card slips back this way, and Eagle Force had the cards that slipped this way, and some of them never had collector friendly packaging at all. I wonder if it even $1.50. Yeah, see, that might not be enough. Oh, Dylan. It was Dylan. Yeah, you're right. Dylan. I can't do Schwarzenegger. The savings there will probably be more on the shipping, so you can pack a lot more bagged figures in each box. Yeah, and that's what I think Ed did with the Devil's Bargain stuff. Because I know I mentioned, I was like, man, it was only like 10, $12 the packaging or the shipping. That's pretty good. Because I ended up getting 6 figures from the Devil's Bargain. I got 6, and they're in one little box. And I was surprised how reasonable I thought the shipping was. Really, the only place that gives you good shipping is if it's not free, and you spend that threshold, whatever it is, whoever you're buying it from is Big Bad at $6. But everywhere else, it's terrible. I mean, I think LT Cave is free. But Cool Toys definitely isn't. Pia Club definitely isn't. Um, Gundamit, I don't believe is. Calcus isn't. Um, and I think they just charge you by the size, right, and the weight and what you get. So yeah, I don't know if $1.50 is enough. That's a good point though. I Yeah, I don't know if $1.50 is enough. Could be. On It would depend, right? $1.50 off of 20 is a lot better than $1.50 off of 30. So I don't know. I guess it depends. It depends. The savings there. Oh, I read that one. Dutch Dylan. But that 5% isn't off the 30 retail price. The cost of the figure, the factory charges. Yeah. Yeah. Where's that come out of? Yeah. Whose side? Who's gonna take that cut? Who takes that $1.50 cut too? That's the other thing. Someone might not be willing to take that cut. Amazon's free. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's where I try to get my Star Wars. Although I think the Pulse I think is free if you buy a certain amount. Maybe not. I need to look at that. I need to look at that. Yeah, I always try to use Prime because I like Prime gives you the credit too. I bought several things with it said I had like $16 in credit, and my wife wanted something, and I ended up kind of getting it for free. Kind of, not really. I bought it when I bought some Star Wars figures, but I used the Amazon card, and then. But I've been really like, this is one of the reasons I haven't been pre-ordering as much, and why I'm hesitating buying like the Python Patrol stuff that I was talking about earlier is I'm getting tired of, and this happened because of the Eagle Force, of getting pre-ordering and it hitting me later going, hey, there's $200. You ordered this a year ago, it's here, pay up. I almost would rather just buy it now, but that means I have to have the money now. And they always say, right, if you don't buy it now, or you don't pay for it now, don't then you shouldn't get it because obviously you don't have the money. Although with pre-orders it doesn't quite work that way. And I thought when I looked at the Python Patrol stuff, do I really want to spend that money right now out of my account? And the answer was no. But that may change, but that's kind of where I'm at, I think, personally. So I'm just doing a lot of stuff here, guys. I'm trying to do so many things right now with the house, with the wife, and it's taken up a lot of my time. But it's fine. It's good. It's a good thing. But it's made me a little shy about pre-ordering anything. But I know when the stream comes on Tuesday, I'm gonna see some stuff. I'm probably gonna grab some stuff. But they're pretty much the only ones now. I think I have the Conan and the Red Sonja on pre-order at Big Bad. Maybe one of those nano or two of those nano figures on Big Bad, but I think that's it. Everything else has paid for. Oh no, that's not true. The Star Wars stuff, but I got it on Amazon. The Chariot and kind of that last wave of stuff that they did. Life first, then hobby. You're handling your business. Yeah, got to do it. You know how it is. You got to do it. You got to do it. Um, yeah, I've stopped going to Ross because I kept finding things. I kept finding these. I was like, God, I just can't. Don't go in there. Even if they're great deals, even if they're great deals, like $5 for a vintage collection figure or whatever it is. It's like, but that's $5 more that I didn't plan on. One thing I'm loving about Super 7 right now is they aren't doing pre-orders anymore. Just order the Reaction Plus figures, and when they're ready to be shipped. I know that model, that is so underrated. And I don't think, there's so many Super 7 haters out there. They won't give them any credit for that. They just won't, and that's, I wish everyone else did that. It almost tells me though that just like when we use credit cards and stuff, it almost tells me that like Hasbro, whoever, they want to see the money first before because they want to make sure they don't get stuck with a whole bunch of stuff in the warehouse. So they want to see how much to make, right? So what's the pre-orders like, and makes, like we were saying with the Eagle Force, sounds like they haven't sold out at Big Bad because they probably made a bigger order because they had so many pre-orders. They could do a bigger batch, and they're not worried they're going to have to pay for the warehouse to hold them in a storage unit or whatever. But it's almost like they're a little afraid to just make them and sell them. They want to see some profit. They want to see a little bit on the back end first, and then they'll make them. That's why the made to order, I still, if any of us ever get a chance to talk to Mr. Stevie, I don't know why the made to order that they do with the Marvel Legends, why they haven't, they're not using that on the other lines that they have, like the TBC or Black Series. Or maybe they are using our Black Series. I don't know because I don't buy Black Series. But why don't use that more often? It would kind of mitigate both of our not, you order it, you're going to get it. It's only for a limited time. They know how many to make and not to make. I guess more important is how many not to make. Like, why don't they do that? They've already invested the money to design the figure. They had someone working on it in their office for however many hours. It seems like that would be more the way to go. I'm not sure why they still, it just seems like a better business model, safer one. But Super 7, they're making them, and they're like, hey, they're here, and then they're selling out. And I'm guessing they know this. They have a number, kind of like a restaurant, right? When they say like selling out is good because that means you sold it all. It's not that you ran out and there's not enough. It's how much you're going to make if you sell all of this, and we're happy with that profit. So we're going to make this much. We're going to sell it out. We made this much money. We're going to move it over to the next one. We're going to do it again and do it. There's nothing wrong with that, unless you're greedy, right? Unless you're greedy, you want lots of money. Just saw the Mando Grogu, and it was 2 hours and new TBC potential. Yeah, I saw it today too. Saw it today as well. I like the Hasbro shortening the time from pre-order to delivery, but I don't like their FOMO approach to some pre-orders. I know the Disney Store pre-orders shouldn't sell out hours. Yeah, I haven't got anything from the Disney Store in a while. I had got some droids a couple years ago for my son. I haven't used their store in quite a while. I prefer to pre-order because I'm more likely to get the figures I want. I hate hunting. That's true. I hardly hunt anymore. If I do, it's at Ross. And I never know what I'm going to get, and it's very random. But I used to drive around and hit every Target, every KB, every Toys R Us in my little area, just to see what they had, But no, there's no longer a reason to do that. Yeah, it's easier to just pre-order it. Or maybe that's Disney, not Hasbro. Could be. Yeah, they always say the Disney stuff's a little different, but they're like, that's the same R2 unit, just with a different paint job and a different package that I got in the TVC or, whatever. Yeah, I don't know how that works. But Hasbro Pulse says some pre-orders sell out instantly too. That's true. That's true. I haven't seen that happen in a while, but it has. I remember I got shut out. It was was it the 4-pack? It was a Cantina Aliens, I think it was. Or it was, yeah, that happened to me. Yeah, that happened to me. I got shut out on one of them, and then they brought it back. Oh no, it was the Trooper one, and it had a Sand Trooper, a Biker Scout, and someone else, and I could not get to that one. It did sell out. That did happen. Yeah. I'm always kind of like, I get really shocked when that happens because I'm so on it. Like, it hasn't happened that many times. Like, I can name it because it's happened so few times, but it's because I'm right there, and I know not everyone can do that. I'll take a break at work and be like, oh, I'm going to take a 10. I'm going to go for a little walk. And I'm on my phone, like trying to get the figure. Like, who are you texting? Oh yeah, I'm texting my wife. I'm on Hasbro Pulse trying to get this order. Yeah, I don't hunt anymore. as well, but it check my toy section when I'm at. Well, yeah, I still it's a habit, huh? That's like the first place I tell my wife I'm gonna go the toys. I'll meet you on the other side, and I just walk right over there. And every now and then I find something. I used to use my son as an excuse a lot. Oh, he's looking for this Jurassic Park, and I'm over there like I'm gonna be on the aisle on the other side, looking for the vintage collection or whatever it was. Yeah, I can't do that anymore. Can't do that anymore. I got the DBBD droid from Disney Store. It's cool. Found him still stuck in Australia. Disney Store. Okay. How's that work? You're Australia's Disney Store. Okay. Interesting. I didn't. Yeah, I guess I should have thought about that. I didn't realize they're all different. Every country have their own. I guess. I got shut out of the Cantina 4 pack. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I might have got shut out of that one too. I can't quite remember, but then they brought it back, and then I got it because I have pretty much gotten everything that I wanted. There was well, that's not true. Everything that I thought I needed to have. There was a couple things I wanted that I just didn't get because I'm like I got too much shit. I can't keep doing this. I gotta stop. You have a Ross near your house, right? Yeah, it's walking distance. I'd be using that as an excuse for a walk. I know. It's in a shopping center with a pizza place, a Chick-fil-A, like a Planet Fitness, and a supermarket. And I do get a lot of our groceries there because it's so convenient because I pass it so many times going to work. And I think I've mentioned this to you guys. I live really close to my job, so I can come home for lunch every day. So I pass it 4 times a day. And my wife might call me and say, "Oh, we're out of milk, or we need eggs, or, can you grab, dog food?" And I'll go, "Yep, I sure can." But I'll admit, the last couple times I said, "You know what? I'm tunnel vision. I don't see the Ross." I just went right into the grocery store and came right out. It's hard because I'm like, "Oh, there could be something in there," because you just never know what's going to be in there. That's a thing we all have in common. Tell the wife, I'll be on the toy section every time, every single time, every single time. And she knows this too. I feel obligated sometimes if I do find something and I go, okay, is there something you want? Because we might be there to get like cat litter. And then I come out this Reaction Plus figure that I found, or this, dinosaur or something. She's like, "Can't buy that dinosaur?" I'm like, "Yeah. Is there something that you wanted? You better grab something too." Try to spread it out a little bit. Um, I have a forwarder. They can forward them from different countries. It's about the same whether I buy. Oh, really? That's cool. You got the connections. Jeff's got the connections. Yeah, because you have one here too, right? You told me you have one in the United States as well. Disney Store not only has different stores, different countries, but different prices. Quite a big range, really. Japan pays least, really. UK the most. Interesting. That's kind of what Ian was talking about earlier, like Marauders. They don't even sell them over there. I always forget that sometimes, that we don't all have access to the same things. I know Jeff's always said, like Joy Toy and stuff, it's a lot cheaper where you're at, or Acid Rain, and it's expensive over here to get it over here, and there's nobody who has it. There's no shop. It like the comic book store that I go to, every now and then they'll have a Joy Toy figure, like two, just random ones. And they're normal price, but nobody like keeps that kind of stuff in stock. Just not here. Tunnel vision, yeah, that's what I call it. I'm like, I'll park in a different spot, because sometimes I'll park where I can like walk down the front of the thing, go into there and then come out, and go into the other one and come out. And there's a pizza place up there too, so the wife will be like, "Let's get pizza," and I'll be like, "Right up there," instead of somewhere else, and then I can just go and run in the Ross. Yeah, the Chinese are resourceful. They have networks all over the world. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it would be cool if they. I remember it was like a year or two ago. Maybe they still have these. They had those Pia Club or Acid Rain World like vending machines. I'm like, how's that work? Because I see all the time. This is funny. It's kind of it's on topic, off topic. Because on Instagram when I'm on there, um, there's a Instagram channel called Poke Wars or whatever, and you see these guys just fighting for the Pokemon cards, like in front of Target and Walmart. Like they're throwing. Like these guys are like they call the cops. They get kicked out of the store. These guys are because they have these vending machines that sell Pokemon cards, and there's guys that like they're thuggy kind of guys that like guard this thing and won't let other people use them, and it's like the craziest thing, man. It's like the craziest thing. But I have stopped to watch it a couple times because one of the ones I watch is local, and he'll tell people, and other people get mad at him. He was like, the Pokemon in the Target in Roseville, that's a town around here, Rancho Cordova, they restocked, or they're bringing the stuff out at 3 o'clock today. There's people out there waiting and fighting over the lines and stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can only imagine if that was like action figures or there's like a acid rain vending machine, like a Coke machine. And you just put your quarters in or put your card in, and he got the last, he got the last puppet, beat his ass, and it's just crazy. Yeah, Poke Wars. Yeah, I think it's called Poke Wars or something like that, or Poke Streets. I think it's called the Poke Streets or something like that. These guys they just fight over. I mean, I saw one bad one where like they got his chair and he threw it, and oh man, it was just crazy because they like try to leave their chairs there at night as if it's like a movie opening, and then they come back the next day. Who moved my chair? Like, what are you talking about? Just crazy. I had no idea the Pokemon stuff was so popular. Because my son doesn't, he's not into any of that. So I only know it from like Instagram. They have Joy Toy stores in China. They look fancy. Yeah, a whole store dedicated that's just Joy Toy. That would be cool. That would be cool. Probably buy a lot more if it was easier to get. Um, that's why hunting was a lot of fun, because sometimes you would go out and you see it and you're like, well, I'm just here. I might as well just grab it. It's one more for the army build, or I was gonna pass on that figure, but oh, there it is. It's better than I thought because I could see it in person now, and you end up getting it. But that just doesn't happen anymore. It just doesn't. There's nobody. It's weird. Like the last TVC wave that came out, the Target that I frequent a lot, it had it, and it sold out, or it had one case, and they never restocked it. I would think that once it sells out, they're like, oh, the manager, whoever does the stock, will go, oh, we just sold those, get another batch, send it. No, like one time, gone. So, like, I think in like the last 2 years, my local Target had one wave. It was the wave that had the Stranger, which was a really good wave. And then it sold out and they never came back. Adam from Awesome Action Toys showed some of the Joy Toy stores looked amazing. I think I remember seeing that. Yeah, I would try to go to, and I don't know if Jeff, if you've gone to those when Kit Lau does the signings and stuff, or he does like the meetups, because I know the Mythic Legions guys, they have a mythic meetup at the local toy store, Toy Fusion. It's a big toy store in my area, and they have one, maybe two a year, where all the guys that collect that meet up and they trade and they talk and they do customs and stuff. I would love to do something like that if that was like in my area. I mean, that's basically what Joe Fest is, kind of, right? But that's like on the other side of the country for me, and um, no way for me to really to go to that easily without spending a lot of bread, and can't really do that right now. Though I did kind of talk to the wife, like maybe next year. She's like, well, maybe. She wouldn't come. She would probably go visit her family or like use it as a time for her to go visit her brothers and her mom and stuff because they're out of state. But there's always that stuff like we have a dog, we have a cat, we have like who's going to take care of our pets while we're gone, and and how much is your trip going to cost? How much is your trip going to cost? And that kind of thing. So one of these days I'm going to try to get to that Joe Fest. I think of all the shows, that would probably be the one, or that DFW one. So that's a little bit closer, at meaning the flight wouldn't cost as much. If Target stores are like the true used to be, corporate sends product to the stores and the stores have no. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know how that works. Yeah, I didn't know that. Huh. Yeah, was it Walmart this year? Who does the collector con? Is it Walmart or Target? They both do something like that. But the TVC kind of got froze out the last couple times for the vintage collection stuff. And I rarely ever see the Hammond collection anymore. I don't know what happened with that line as well. Because I do like to grab the people in particular, but some of the dinosaurs every now and then, especially if they were on sale or clearance. But I never see the Hammond collection stuff anymore either. So, and I've been really surprised at the level that Mattel's doing the He-Man stuff for the He-Man movie. I think there's like 3 different He-Man lines, but they didn't do any of them at 118. They did like was it like 6.5 inch, and then a 6 inch and like a 5.5 inch, and I don't know why. I've been really surprised lately that some of the new stuff that I've seen come out and they're like 5.5 inch. I saw a Last Airbender line. I think it was from Jazzwares, or um, I can't remember who it was. But it looked like it was 118, and then I kind of looked at it, held it up, and it was like, actually it was like 5 inch. So it seems like these companies, I don't know if they either don't know the scales, or they just are, they want to do what they want to do. But if I was doing any line, if I was God, if I did any line, it would have to be one of the established scales already. I wouldn't do, I know Joe Toy is doing the like 125 scale or something, 124, and they look really cool. But no one else really does that. Like, why? And or like when McFarlane's doing like 7 inch, like, you're the only one doing that. Like, why? Why wouldn't you just pick a scale that everyone knows, that already collects? Why these random scales? Like, why? Okay, peeps. God bless. Oh, right, Ben, take it off. You taking off? Take it easy. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Probably gonna have to wrap it up here soon. I didn't realize I was gonna talk this long, but it's been a good conversation. Thank you for coming. If they could get the license, I feel like Joy Toy would do 118 Motu. Someone's got to try it one day. Joy Toy would knock it out of the park. Yeah, they would. Yeah, they would. That's if one IP deserves a 118 treatment. He-Man's perfect. He-Man's perfect. I really liked the Bandai when Bandai did the Thundercats. I think it was like 2011. I really like those figures too. At least the Lion-O. I love the Lion-O figure. And I love that show in general. That would be another one that I think would be really cool. I know, but again, I feel like the traditionalists, they look at it, I guess, and they go, we've never done that. We always, Thundercats are always this scale. Motu's always this scale. So that's what we're going to do. But like for the Motu, this stuff, they have like 3 different lines. And like, I don't know why they wouldn't try a 118. Yeah, Joy Toy. Yeah, been a little quiet on the Joy Toy stuff. Been a little quiet on the Joy Toy stuff. That's on. Oh, there we go. Turn that a little bit. There we go. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna go. It's about 8:30 my time, so I've been going for a few hours. Thank you for coming. Do appreciate it. I will see you in 2 weeks. Can't do the show without you. Shout out to everyone who came, everyone watching on the replay. You know, please, if you can, if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit the like button, all that good stuff. Hit the notification in case you're not sure what week it is I'm going to go on. The best way to know that is to hit the notification, because I do try to always put up that little thumbnail to let you guys know, hey, I am going to go this week. I try to put it up as soon as I can, which is usually like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and go, oh, he's going to go live on Sunday. And that way that you know. Great show. Happy holidays. Yeah, happy holidays to you too. Everyone, all the different holidays that are Buddha's birthday. We had Memorial Day. I forgot the other one. I forgot the one in England. The boss fight. Conan would make a good He-Man custom. He would. I do have the level 7 He-Man. Or non-He-Man He-Man. Right here underneath my desk. Cheers. Yes. Thank you for the good show. Good night. Yes. Good night. Thank you, everyone. If you ever want to talk, message me on Instagram if you like, or you can drop a comment in here on this video and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much, guys. I had a lot of fun tonight, and we'll be talking probably some Star Wars next show and whatever else comes up in between. England has the bank holiday. There you go. Celebrating their banks. Yeah. Celebrating them taking your money. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye now.